Let's start with the battle to stay in the Premier League. We've heard from the Everton boss, Sean Dyche, and Leicester's head coach, Dean Smith, in the last hour. We're going to speak to our reporter, Kirsty Edwards, at Leicester in a moment. But first, we'll join Alan Irwin, who's at Everton's training ground. Good afternoon, Alan. Everton showed lots of fight to get a point at Leicester on the Monday Night Football, but they're still 19th, and it's Brighton next, and then Manchester City. How does Dyche like their chances?
Yeah, heading into the final 4 games of the season, high stakes, lots of pressure, but it still seemed a reasonably relaxed Sean Dyche when we spoke to him a short while ago. He said he was absolutely enjoying the job and he still has lots to do. Priority number 1, of course, is keeping Everton in the Premier League. They got a point at Leicester. He was pleased with the overall performance, with, it seems, players having heeded his message to make things happen and take responsibility. Here's what he had to say earlier.
It's good to see some of the messages from myself and the coaching staff. When the players deliver that, it reaffirms to them that we are kind of on the right track. I know we're not in the league and the table, but the performances, there's a lot of good in that performance, and it shows a lot of the work they've been putting in. We didn't get the full reward for it, but we get the reward of that feel-good factor from the performance, and rightly so, I thought. The thing is, it is parked very quickly. You know, it doesn't guarantee the next one, good or bad. You know, we've got to make sure that we use it wisely. Don't get me wrong, lock in all the positives, but you've got to go and deliver it again. You know, it can't just be once every few games. You know, it has to be a consistency, and that's what I've been talking about on the training pitch, and I've been talking constantly about it through the media, about our performances, but not just week to week either. It's got to be through the 90-odd minutes.
Big positive for Dyche was the performance of Dominic Calvert-Lewin against Leicester. How crucial is his form and fitness if Everton are to beat the drop?
Absolutely. Scoring goals has been Everton's major problem throughout the campaign. Only 27, the lowest in the league. So to have Dominic Calvert-Lewin fit again and getting better and better, in Calvert-Lewin's own words, is a big plus for Everton. He started his 3rd game on the run against Leicester on Monday and completed the 90 minutes for the first time since January when he played against West Ham. So the manager, Sean Dyche, was very pleased with his progress, says you can't necessarily expect it when they come back from injury, but he liked what he saw in Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Players come back from injuries in different ways, but the goal was to get him to come back at a fitness level that could handle the Premier League, which he's shown he is doing. And I thought he put in a real good physical shift, but some of his quality. You know, found a goal, obviously, from the penalty spot, but his movement to get there, movement on another chance that went away from him, but I want him in there. Not bothered if they miss, that's part of the game, but it's getting in there. And he looked freer. You know, since I've been here, that's the freest I've seen him. Just in his physical presence and the way he was running. And that's a good sign, but he's been training very well as well, and it's been very frustrating for him, very frustrating for us.
Yeah, Dominic Calvert-Lewin expected to start again at Brighton on Monday. They will be without Seamus Coleman, although it was better news than anticipated. His injury is not as bad as first fears. There's no ACL damage, but it does look like he will miss the remainder of this season. Amadou Onana was a little under the weather for the game against Leicester on Monday, so was on the substitutes bench, but Dyche says he has trained well over the last couple of days, so expects him to be fit. But they will be without Ben Godfrey, who is still carrying a groin injury.
Thank you, Alan. That's 5:30 on Monday. The 3 o'clock kickoff is for Leicester City. There's Kirsty Edwards, who's been talking to Dean Smith ahead of the match at Fulham. How's his mood, Kirsty?
Yeah, relaxed, focused, but I think a little bit disappointed still about those points that they dropped against Everton on Monday night. He feels that his side were too open. They afforded Everton too many chances, although, of course, Leicester's goalkeeper, Everson, was in fine form on that occasion. And certainly he'll be wanting them to be tighter against Fulham, not give away so many chances. But Dean Smith's been here before. He can be a bit relaxed because he's got that experience, of course, with Aston Villa, saved them from relegation. They went right down to the wire, though, didn't they, till the final day. And I asked him today, is he desperate to avoid it going to the final day again?
I'd like to avoid it. I'd like to get it, get safe as soon as we possibly could. We could only take one game at a time and see where that leaves us. the draw against Everton. Would like to have had a win, so would Everton, but it moved us 2 places up the table. Such is our goal difference, that probably gives us a point head start on the rest of the teams down there. But we've got to concentrate on getting a better performance than it was against Everton defensively, and I think if we get that, we can go and get a good result.
2 goals in 2 games for Jamie Vardy, Kirsty, after just 1 goal before that this season. Has he still got a big part to play in Leicester staying up?
Yeah, it was like going back in time, isn't it? I think the Jamie Vardy we saw against Everton really was like the Vardy we saw in that Premier League title winning season. He took his goal so well, so confidently, running on to James Maddison's ball and hit the woodwork as well. So, yeah, he is in fine form at the moment, and Dean Smith certainly hoping it stays that way through to the end of the season, and very much glad he's got him at his disposal.
I think people will have seen in his last performances, or his last few performances, the hunger and the desire he's got, the work rate. The fact that he's, as he will put it, that his legs are still there, and his brain's certainly still there. So we're really pleased that he's back scoring goals for us. He's got his first away one at Leeds, got his first home one at home on Monday. I'm lost with days with all the games that we have. But yeah, we're really pleased that he's in a good place at the moment.
I guess he was never somebody that needed the confidence, because given what he's achieved over the years, but a lot of people may have been writing him off and doubting he'd ever be back scoring like this.
I think he knows as well as anybody that, as a centre forward and with the goal scoring record he's got, he'll be judged on goals. He probably hasn't had the pitch time, to earn the goals or, the chances. But what we've seen so far is he's created a penalty for us against Wolves in the win. He's come on and scored against Leeds, and scored a goal and hit the bar on Monday night as well. So he's in a good vein of form at the moment, which is what we need, given only 4 games to go.
So Jamie Vardy in form, they'll be hoping to keep him that way. But some positive news actually on the striker front. Kelechi Iheanacho not available for this game against Fulham, but could well be back for the last couple of games of the season. Ricardo Pereira, though, is back in training and could be available on Monday. Johnny Evans back from illness as well. So huge game coming up, a huge 4 games left for Leicester. It all starts against Fulham on Monday.